Welcome to my YouTube channel, School of Advanced Chemistry. I am Khazal Choktai. Today I am going to explain October-November 2018, paper 1-2, O-level chemistry. Let's get started. Let's start from the question number 1. When heated magnesium react with oxygen in air to form magnesium oxide, a white powder, a student investigates the change in mass that occurs during this reaction. He is given a balance and three sets of apparatus as shown. Number 1, number 2, and number 3 set. In set number 1, there is a metal tongue. There is a burning magnesium, that is a magnesium ribbon. In this case, here is a bidirectional tube with the magnesium ribbon, and there is a heat source. In third one, this is the crucible with a lid, that is the metal tongue, tripod stand, and heat source. So the question is, which sets of apparatus are suitable for this investigation? Set number 1, let's see over here. As you know, we are going to check the change in mass. A student is supposed to investigate the change in mass with respect to the different other parameters, you can say. And the basic concern is to change in the mass. Before and after the chemical reaction, we are supposed to find the mass. So before and after the chemical reaction. So this apparatus is inappropriate. The equipment in this apparatus are inappropriate to properly check the before and after the mass of the magnesium ribbon. So one is inappropriate. Come towards the second one. Here is the bidirectional tube that is going to preserve the mass, and we can check the before and after the mass of magnesium and magnesium oxide that is supposed to form in this chemical change. In the third one, there is again magnesium, that is there is the crucible that is present in the crucible with the lid. So we can ensure the mass after the reaction. We can check before and after the reaction, the mass before and after the reaction. So third one is also the feasible, the appropriate apparatus. So 2 and 3, C is the correct option. Question number 2. 4 substances are heated gently. 4 substances are heated gently. Just for a minute, please. Yes. The temperature at which they start and finish melting are recorded. Substance 1, that is having the same starting and finishing melting point. It means that it's a pure substance. Substance 2, again, it is having the same value. It's a pure substance. The third one, substance, that is starting from 36 and the finishing, the end temperature of the melting is 40. The fourth one is also having the difference in their starting and the last temperature, last melting point, that is 101 to 105. So 3 and 4 are impure substances. So what are the statements and what are the options? Let's see over here. Number 1, substance 1 is only pure substance. No, there are the 2 substances. Number 1 is the pure substance. The substance 2 is the pure substance. So this is the wrong one. Substance 3 and substance 4 are impure. Yes, it is correct. It is true that substance 3 and substance 4 are basically the impure substances. Yes, it is true. So B is the correct option. Question number 3. Question number 3. A substance dissolved in water to form a colorless solution. This solution reacts with aqueous silver nitrate in the presence of dilute nitric acid to give a yellow precipitate. What is the possible identity of the substance? Once the number 1 thing is, you can see it over here, yellow precipitate. What do you mean by the yellow precipitate? As far as the O-level chemistry syllabus is concerned, only one halide ion, it can make yellow precipitate, that is I negative ion. Aqueous I negative ion, upon addition of silver nitrate, it is when it is allowed to react with the aqueous silver ion, it will make AgI, that is a solid, that is a precipitate, and that is yellow in color. So number one, your substance must have I negative ion. Number two, is this solution is the colorless solution. It's a colorless solution. So it means that the metal must be the substance that is composed of two things. Number one, the metallic ion and the non-metallic ion. This substance must have non-transition metallic ion. Non-transition metallic ion. So here are the two basic options. Those may be the correct one. Number one, the A option may be the correct, and the second one is the C, that may be the correct one option, because they both are having iodide ion. The next one, which one is going to show which one will be the colorless in form of solution? That is the calcium. Iron 2 is greenish and showing the green solution, or making the green solution, or that is green in color. So A is the correct option. Question number 4. Which statements are correct when volume of a gas at constant pressure increases as the temperature increases? Volume of a gas at constant pressure. Volume increases, it means that, according to this statement, it means that if the volume is going to increase, if the temperature is increases. Yes, it is true. You can say it's a Charles law. Volume is directly proportional to T at P constant. At P constant. The next one, the rate of diffusion of a gas increases as the temperature increases. Yes, it is true. Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to speed of diffusion, is directly proportional to the temperature. Yes, this is the also true one. Yes, this is the also true. The pressure of a gas at constant volume decreases as temperature increases. Now, the relationship is asked between pressure and temperature. Pressure and temperature. No, the relationship is pressure and temperature are once again directly proportional to each other if the volume is constant. If the volume is constant. So third one is incorrect statement, and the 1 and 2 are the correct option. So B is the correct option. Question number 5. Which particles contains greatest number of electrons? So once again, you will have to see their electronic structure. Magnesium 2 positive ion. Let's see over here what is the atomic number of the magnesium. You can see, you can check it over here. Magnesium is having 12 atomic number. I mean, it is having originally 12 electrons. So it is having 12 electron. What about the nitrogen? What about the nitrogen? It is having 7 electron, right? It is having, or originally, I mean, by default, in form of the neutral state, it is having 7 electron. What about the neon? What about the neon? It is having 10 electron. It is having 10 electron. What about the sulfur? Here is the sulfur. It is having 16 electron. So, magnesium 12, nitrogen 7, neon 10, and S is having 16. It has lose 2 electrons, so the remaining electron will be equal to 10. Alright. In this case, it has gained 3 electron. Now, the final answer will be equal to 10. Neon is also having the 10 electron. There is no charge, so it is having 10 electrons. In case of sulfur, it has gained 2 more electron. So the answer, overall electron for the sulfur negative ion, that is said to be sulfide ion, that is 18. So the greatest answer goes to D. D is the correct option. Now come to the next one. Question number 6. Which substance has a giant covalent structure at room temperature? Giant covalent structure. As far as your level is concerned, you have been studied about the carbon in form of diamond, in form of graphite. Those are supposed to be the giant covalent structures. Pure silicon and SiO2. Carbon, silicon, SiO2 and Si. These 4 are the basic giant macromolecules. So let's see, come toward the option. Methane, no, it's a simple covalent molecule. Sand, yes, it is true. SiO2, the source of SiO2 is the sand. So B is the correct option. Question number 7. One atom of element X and two atom of element Y react to form ionic compound. One atom of element X and two atom of Y are supposed to react together to make a compound. So what should be the formula? You can say if there is an ionic compound or even the covalent compound, it should be XY2. XY2. So now let's see over here. Let's see on the options A, B, C, D. And calcium chlorine and chlorine, I mean calcium chloride CaCl2. You know, calcium belongs to group 2, Cl belongs to group 7 or 17. So minus and positive will be cancelled out. 1 over here, 2 over here, and here is the formula. Calcium oxide, that is, CaNO minus 2 plus 2 minus positive cancel out, 2 cancel out. So CaO is the formula. In case of sodium chloride, you are very much familiar with the sodium chloride, that is simply NaCl. And the last one is sodium and oxygen. Sodium is having +1, oxygen is having -2, minus positive cancel out. 2 over here, 1 over here. So in this case, Na2O. So there are these two options. So once again, element X1, there must be the one element of element X, and two elements should be the for Y. So Y for 2, but this is the wrong, it's the wrong one, because there is the Y is equal to 1, this is the Y, this is the X, and X is 2. So once again, the first one is the correct option, CaCl2. In this case, this Ca is equal to X and this Cl is equal to Y. So this is the correct option, question number 7. Now come toward the next one, question number 8. An element with a high melting point forms an oxide that is the gaseous at room temperature. Which type of structure or bonding is present in this element? Once again, high melting point of an oxide. An element with high melting point form an oxide and a high melting point, and it forms an oxide that is the gaseous at room temperature. It may be gaseous oxide, an element that is having high melting point. It could be the carbon, and the gaseous oxide, it may be CO2. Yes, it's the gaseous one. No other oxide of the element that is having high melting point and its oxide is gaseous in your syllabus. I think the one and only, that is the carbon one. So what is the structure of the carbon? We have seen on the previous page, that is the macromolecule structure. You can say the giant structure. It is having giant covalent structure. So which type of structure or bonding is present in this element, in this carbon element? That is in two form as far as O-level syllabus is concerned. That is, one in the form of the diamond and another one in the form of the graphite. So both are said to be giant covalent structure, and so on. B could not be the correct one. No anything of the ionic compound can make oxide like the gaseous oxide. Same is the case, no metal is having the ability to make an oxide, and that is the gaseous oxide. Once again, simple molecular structure. If this is true, then there must be the low melting point. So once again, this is the incorrect. Again, it is confirmed that A is the correct option. Question number 9. This statement explains why the aluminium is malleable. You know what is the malleability? What is the malleability? Malleability is the property of the metal because of having the layered structure. When this metal is hit with the force, then there is the slipping of the layer. The layers can slide to each other with respect to one and the other one and the next one and the neighboring one. So finally, the metal change into the thin sheet. So this malleability is because of the layered structure of the positive ion in the metal. So let's see which one A, B, C, D is the correct option. Aluminium has the layer of a cation that can slide over one another. Yes, layer of metallic positive ion, static positive ion, they are also called cation, and they can slide to one another. Yes, it is true. So one is the correct, A is the correct option, I mean the first one. I think there is no need to check the rest of the options. The incomplete equation for the reaction between ethine, C2H2 and oxygen is over here. When equation is balanced, what is the correct value of oxygen? So, I mean, we are supposed to make this equation balanced. You can see that how to balance. There must be the equal number of carbons. There must be equal number of hydrogen, equal number of oxygen on the both sides. Right hand side, I mean, this is the right hand side and this is the left hand side, right? So on the left hand side, I'm starting from the left hand side. Here are basically 4 carbons in this case and 4 hydrogen, 4 carbon, 4 hydrogen. 4 carbon means 4 moles of CO2 will be formed. 4 carbons mean 2 2s are 4. Total 4 carbons, I mean 4 mole of carbon atoms are there. Mole of carbon atoms are there, that is equal to 4. So overall CO2 will be equal to 4 moles. Come towards the hydrogen, 2 2s are 4 once again. 4 moles of hydrogen. How much water, I mean the H2O in the steam that is supposed to be formed? That is equal to half. Half mole of water will be formed as compared to the mole of H2. So here, hydrogen, mole of hydrogen. Here are the 4 mole of hydrogen, 2 mole of water or the steam is supposed to be formed. So 2 to the 4 hydrogen, hydrogens are balanced, carbons are balanced. Now come toward the oxygen. How many oxygen are there? 4 2s are 8 oxygen plus 2 1s are 2 oxygen. Total oxygen is equal to 10. So I'm going to write over here 10 by 2. I mean that is equal to 5 and 5 oxygen, 5 mole of oxygen. The correct value is equal to 5. D is the correct option. Question number 11. Compound contains 40% carbon, 6.7% hydrogen, 53.3% oxygen by mass. The relative molecular mass of the compound is in between 55 and 65. What is the molecular formula of the compound? So whenever you are facilitated by the percentage or the reacting masses, so the one and only way out is that is to find the empirical formula, So I'm going to find the empirical formula first. Carbon is 40%. Hydrogen is 6.7%, oxygen is 53.3%. I'm going to divide by their ARs, and you know what are the ARs. AR of the carbon is equal to 12. I'm going to divide by 12. Hydrogen's AR is equal to 1, divided by 1. And AR of the oxygen is equal to 16. So divided by 16. Now, what are the next, the options? 40 divided by 12. 40 divided by 12, the answer is equal to 3.33 ratio. It will be equal to 6.7 ratio. And the last one is 53.3 divided by 16. And the answer is 3.33. So the smallest one is So the smallest one is 3.33. So I am going to divide 3.33 to all numbers. This is equal to 1 and this will be equal to 2, I think. Yes, almost 2, and that's equal to 1. So CH2O. CH2O. So basically, the molecular formula is going to show the carbon and oxygen are in same whole number ratio, and hydrogen is double from the rest of the ratios. I mean, hydrogen is double as compared to carbon and carbon and oxygen are in equimolar ratio, equal ratio. So what is the ratio over here? This is the empirical formula, this is not the molecular formula, and he is asking the molecular formula, right? So this one is not the correct option. This is not the molecular formula because its mass should be equal to 55 or 65. So it means that if I'm going to check its mass will be equal to 12 plus 2 plus 16, I mean 40, right? 30. So once again, 16 plus 14, 30, yes. So that is not the case. That could not be the molecular formula. The next one where the ratio should be, they are having the same ratio, carbon and oxygen are having the same ratio, and hydrogen is double. Yes, it is true. I mean, C is the correct option. This option D1 is again incorrect because the hydrogen is having higher ratio than that of the double one. So question number 11, C is the correct option. Question number 12, what is observed during electrolysis of the aqueous copper sulfate using carbon electrode? I'm going to make, this diagram of the reaction. Here are the carbon electrodes, one is the negative one, other one is the positive one. And we are having CuSO4 aqueous, copper 2 positive ion and SO4 2 negative ion, plus H positive ion from water and OH negative ion from water as well. Yes. So what should be the answer at anode and cathode, and what about the electrolyte? Here is the carbon electrode, inert electrodes are there, right? So copper will go to the negative terminal and there will be the, pinkish brown solid will appear. Pinkish brown solid will appear on this state, and what will be on the positive terminal? Here will be OH negative ion will travel towards the positive electrode, that is anode, and oxygen gas will be formed on this terminal. And what will happen to the color of the electrolyte and the concentration of the electrolyte? The electrolyte will fade its color because there is the migration of copper 2 positive ion towards cathode. So copper 2 positive ion are going to deplete with the passage of time, and so on. Now come toward the options. Number A option, a pink solid is deposited on the anode. No, it is going to deposit at cathode. This is the wrong one. The next one is bubbles from one negative electrode. There is no bubble any sort of the negative electrode. Color of the solution fades. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true because of the decreasing concentration of the copper 2 positive ion. So C is the correct option. The next one, D, negative electrodes become smaller. No, there will be no change in the mass of the both electrode because carbon is inert electrode. Question number 13. 4 processes using electrolysis are listed. Electrolysis of the concentrated aqueous sodium chloride. The next one is electrolysis of dilute sulfuric acid. Extraction of aluminium from aluminium oxide, that is the pure one. Purification of the copper using aqueous copper to sulfate. Which processes produce oxygen at one of the electrode? Now let's see over here. In this case, it's a sodium ion, this is Cl negative ion, and this is the concentrated. So there must be the formation of Cl2 gas. Cl2 will move towards positive terminal, that is anode, and no sodium ion will migrate. Each positive ion will go towards the negative terminal, and hydrogen gas formation will take place in this case. So in first option, there is no possibility of formation of oxygen, right? Come to the next one. Dilute sulfuric acid. Yes, there is the possibility of, due to the H positive ion, H2 formation take place, due to the sulfate ion, because sulfate ions are present in the sulfuric acid. there is the formation of oxygen. Sulfate ions are reluctant to go towards the anode, so OH negative ion will migrate instead and they will make the oxygen. So hydrogen and oxygens are the answer. Yes, 2 1 is going to make oxygen. The next one is extraction of aluminium from aluminium oxide. Yes, it is true, because when aluminium oxide Al2O3 is electrolyzed, finally we will get aluminium, and 2 mole of aluminium you can say, and 3/2 mole of oxygen. So yes, it is true. This process is also going to make the oxygen on anode. That is true. The purification of the copper using aqueous copper to sulfate. Purification of the copper using copper to sulfate. In this case, you can say no anode is going to dissolve in this case. In this case, anodes dissolve itself. So there is no possibility, there is no chance of formation of oxygen in spite of having sulfate ion. So 2 and 3, B is the correct option. Question number 14. Which statements about endothermic reactions are correct? Energy is absorbed from the surrounding. Yes, it is true. For example, I'm having ice cubes in a glass or in any sort of normal container, and you will feel that is going to be the colder one. So what is happening? The melting of ice is an endothermic process. Normally, I mean the physical reaction. Yes, it is a physical reaction. It is not the chemical one, but that is an endothermic process. So heat is basically taken from the surrounding towards the container. That's why it looks or it feels like the cold one. Temperature, the second one, energy is released to the surrounding. No, it's not the correct one. Energy is gained from the surrounding. Energy is gained from the surrounding, is absorbed from the surrounding. The temperature of the reaction mixture falls. Yes, it is true. Temperature of the reaction mixture, I mean this vessel will decrease its temperature. Yes, it is true. This one true. The temperature of the reaction mixture rise, sorry, that is not the correct one. So 1 and 3, I mean A is the correct option. Question number 15. A fuel is completely burned in the air. Carbon dioxide, water and heat are produced. Which energy profile diagram? Which energy profile diagram? Yes, is correct for burning a fuel. Once again, the burning of the fuel and the heat is going to produce, so it is an exothermic reaction. Number 1, the product must have the lower energy as compared to the reactant one. Product must have the lower energy as compared to the product one. So once again, this is incorrect, and so on. The next one is there must be the hum. Every reaction, even it is an exothermic reaction, I mean that is a spontaneous reaction that is highly likely to be occur, but it will have to cross this barrier that is said to be the energy of activation. So C is the correct option. C is the correct option. Question number 16. The equation shows the reaction for the manufacture of ammonia. N2 plus 3H2 goes to 2NH3. Which change will decrease activation energy of the reaction? There is one and only that can decrease the energy of activation, that is the catalyst. None of the other parameter can reduce the energy of activation. So A is the correct option. A is the correct option. Solid ammonium chloride is heated. The gas ammonia and hydrogen chloride are formed. This is reaction 1. Ammonium chloride goes to NH3 plus HCl, that is some sort of decomposition reaction, you can say. Yes. Ammonia gas is mixed with the hydrogen chloride. Solid ammonium chloride is formed. This is reaction 2. Which statement is correct? Both reaction 1 and reaction 2 are exothermic? No. Because in reaction 1, that is going to be heat. I mean, it is requiring heat. So it is an endothermic. Both are not exothermic. First of all, the first reaction 1 is endothermic. So option A is the incorrect option. Reaction 2 is reversible. Reaction 2 is reversible. Let me write it again. Ammonium chloride is formed by the reaction of ammonia and HCl, NH3 plus HCl goes to NH4Cl. Yes, if we heat this NH4Cl, it will move back to make again the reaction number 1. Yes. I mean, on reversing the condition, if the reaction is going to reverse, that is said to be the reversible. So it is the correct one. However, let me check the C and D as well. Equation for the reaction 1, ammonium chloride goes to ammonium. I know it is not correct. There must be ammonia as I have written over here. So this is incorrect. The 3 substances involved in each reaction all have simple molecular structure. Here are the 3 substances, ammonia, HCl and ammonium chloride, but they all are not having simple molecular structure. This ammonium chloride is having joint structure. However, this ammonium chloride is a unique type of a substance that is having ionic bond, and it is also having covalent bonds. Covalent bonds and one ionic bond as per one molecule, you can say, or one formula unit, and so on. So again, D is the incorrect option. All are not having simple molecular structure. Ammonium chloride is supposed to have joint structure. Its structure will be joint ionic structure. So it is confirmed that D is the correct option. Question number 18, in a closed flask, gases Q and R reach at dynamic equilibrium. Delta H is equal to positive, mean reaction is endothermic. Endothermic, forward reaction is endothermic. It means that the reverse reaction will be exothermic. Forward endo, then the reverse will be exo. Which change will move the dynamic equilibrium towards right? This is the right hand side. This is the right hand side. So let's see over here. Adding the catalyst never changes the position of equilibrium. Catalyst never changes the position of equilibrium. Just keep in your mind. So that is the incorrect option. Decreasing the temperature, reaction will be the favor inside of exothermic. Decrease in temperature favors exothermic reaction. Increase in temperature favors endothermic reaction. Decrease in temperature will favor exothermic reaction. Reaction will move towards Q. Again, it's incorrect. It will not go towards the right hand side. It will go to the left hand side. Increasing the pressure, when the pressure is increased, equilibrium will shift towards that side where there are less number of mole. Again, there are less number of mole. So equilibrium will shift towards the left hand side. And this is again incorrect. The last one, the one and only, you can say D is the correct option. Increasing the volume of the container. Increasing the volume of container mean decreasing the pressure. Decreasing the pressure. So increasing the volume mean decreasing the pressure, and so yes, this equilibrium will shift towards the right hand side, and D is the correct option. 19. Which reaction is a redox reaction as far as the O-level syllabus is concerned? As far as the O-level syllabus is concerned, that is true for only for the O-level students, that acid-base reactions, acid-base reaction and precipitation reaction, they are not supposed to be the redox reaction. They are not supposed to be the redox reaction. Yes, it is true. So this is an acid-base reaction. This one. Yes, it is an acid-base reaction. It is an acid-base reaction. Yes. Again, this also, the D1 is the acid. This is a shortcut to diagnose which one equation can be, the first requirement. The first test is just check the acid-base and precipitation reaction. Diagnose the equation. Those are going to represent the acid-base. or the precipitation reaction, these equation will not be the redox one. So there is only one equation is over here, and I'm again going to check it over here. Let's see. Magnesium is having 0 oxidation state. In this case, magnesium is having +2 oxidation state. So magnesium is going to oxidize, mean this is a redox reaction. And in this case, what about the Cls? Here is the -1, here is -1, hydrogen is positive, there is hydrogen is equal to 0. So hydrogen is going to reduce, magnesium is going to oxidize, here is the oxidation, and here is reduction. So this equation is showing the both process, oxidation and reduction, confirm it is a redox reaction. Question number 20, 3 separate mixture of the solution and the solid are made as shown in the table. The mixtures are formed. In which mixture does gas form? In which mixture does gas form? Ammonium chloride and NaOH, yes, they will meet together. This is a famous equation, famous reaction. When ammonium salt, any sort of ammonium compound, when it is allowed to heat with any base, it will make NH3, that is the gas, plus H2O, plus a salt, and in this case it will be NaCl. So the first one is the correct one. A or B are the correct option. H2SO4 and NH4Cl. These both are basically, NH4Cl is an acidic compound, and these both are the acids. So there is no any sort of gas that is supposed to be found, that is suspected to be formed. So this one and H2SO4 plus magnesium, yes, they will meet together to make hydrogen gas. When any metal that is the more active than copper is allowed to react with an acid, it will make hydrogen gas. So it is true, and B is the correct option. Question number 21. The carbonate, chloride and sulfate of the metal are all soluble in water. So what is the metal? Which one metal should have soluble carbonate, soluble chloride, soluble sulfate? The one and only, it must be from group number 1 and so on. So group 1, yes, it is. So C is the correct option. Potassium carbonate, potassium chloride, potassium sulfate, all will be water soluble. Question number 22, which fertilizer contains the highest percentage of the nitrogen by mass? This is a percentage question basically from stoichiometry and mole calculation. Formula mass is 80. So we are going to find the percentage by mass. In this case, you can see how many nitrogen, 2 nitrogen atoms are there. So 14 into 2, 28 divided by the whole mass is equal to 80 into 100. In this case, 3 nitrogen atoms are there. 14 into 3 divided by 149 into 100. In this case, 132. 2 nitrogens over here, 14 into 2 divided by 132, that is the total mass, in 200. In this case, potassium nitrogen, there is only 1 nitrogen over 101 into 100. So let me check, let me calculate the highest percentage by mass. Highest, yes. 28 divided by 80 multiplied by 100. However, there is no need to multiply. You can find the answer except multiplication with 100. So first one is having 35%. The next one, 14 into 3 divided by 148 multiplied by 100, and the answer is 28. Its answer is 28. The next one is 28 divided by 132 and multiply by 100, yes, 21.21. The last one, 14 divided by 101 multiplied by 100, and answer is 13.8, almost 14. So the highest answer goes to this one. A is the correct option. Question number 23. Which set of condition is used in the contact process. Contact process is the process in which we are going to synthesize sulfuric acid. So in this case, first of all, sulfur is react with oxygen to make SO2. Then SO2 is allowed to react further with oxygen. This is a reversible reaction to make SO3. That is the main important reaction, you can say that. And here we use vanadium 5 oxide. 1 atm pressure or 2 atm pressure is used, and 450 degrees Celsius. So 451, and D is the correct option. Question number 24. The diagram shows the part of the periodic table. Which two letters represent the element that can react together to form covalent compound? Covalent compound is the property of the non-metallic element usually, not the always, but usually. So S group 7 element, S group 6 element, both are the non-metals, and you can confirm it from the periodic table. I mean, over here, one could be the fluorine and other one could be the sulfur. So they can meet together to make covalent compound. So YZD is the correct option. Question number 25. Group 1 metal lithium, sodium, potassium show trend in their melting point in the reaction with water. Group 1 metal lithium, sodium and potassium, though all these are having the same group. And which statement is correct? Going down the group. As we move down the group, melting point decreases. For the metal, melting point decreases. For non-metal, melting point increases. So for metal, melting point decreases. Melting point decreases, and melting point increases, wrong. So A or B is maybe the correct one. The next one, as we trickle down in the group, reactivity increases, chemical reactivity increases, so reaction will become more vigorous. So finally, here is the correct option. B is the correct option, right? From their position in the periodic table, which properties would you expect the element vanadium, chromium, cobalt to have? Vanadium, chromium, cobalt. So these all are the transition metals. Variable oxygen state, yes, it is correct. Colored compound, yes, it is correct. High melting point, yes, it is correct. They are also having the high melting point. That is the common property of the different metals. But these are said to be the typical metal, and they are also having high melting point, high boiling point, high density, colored compound, variable oxygen state. They can act as a catalyst as well. So 1, 2, 3. All options are the correct option. The diagram shows the structure of an alloy. The statement about the alloy is correct. Next. A option, alloy can only be formed by mixing copper or iron with the other metal. Only be formed is the incorrect one, right? Alloy can form by the mixing of different metals or even one metal and other, the carbon like carbon non-metal. High carbon steel alloy are the soft and easily shaped. No. High carbon steel are not the softer one. They are harder, they are stronger, and so on. In an alloy, there is attraction between the positive ion and the sea of electron. Yes, it is correct. Alloy and the simple metal both are having same sort of nature of bonding, that is said to be the metallic bond. So this is the correct one. However, I am going to check the next one. Alloy, this one, brass is having chemical formula. No. Alloy is the physical combination of the two or more than two metals or the two elements. So it is not having any sort of chemical formula. Once again, it is confirmed that C is the correct option. Question number 28, which pair of the reagent will undergo displacement reaction? So it means that it means that the pure element must be stronger, must be more reactive than that of the element in the compound. Silver and copper. Silver is less reactive, so this is not possible. Copper and magnesium, again copper is less reactive than magnesium, it is not possible. Magnesium and calcium, again magnesium is less reactive in the reactivity series than calcium, it is not possible. Zinc is more reactive than copper, it can displace copper from its aqueous solution. Yes, it is true. D is the correct option. Question number 29. The reactivity series from the same metal with two gaps label X and Y is shown. More reactive to less reactive, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium. I think there is an aluminium, zinc, and there must be the iron or tin, you can say, tin or iron, iron or tin, you can say, lead, hydrogen, and so on. Which row correctly identifies the metal X and Y and the method of extraction of Y from its ore? Yes. So let me check. Metal X, it should be the aluminium. Metal Y should be the iron or tin. There is only two options. So 1 and 2, these, A and B are the correct option. And method of extraction of the Y, this is Y, this is iron. It is the smelting, heating with the carbon, reduction with the carbon, not by the electrolysis. It can be extracted with the help of electrolysis, but traditionally, as far as the cost of that mechanism, that procedure is concerned, we heat it with the carbon. So B is the correct option. Question number 30. Iron can be extracted from the ore hematite Fe2O3. What is the maximum mass of the iron that could be produced from 500 kg of the hematite? 500 kilograms, and options are also in kilograms. So as far as my opinion is concerned, my tips and tricks are concerned, there is no need to change into the grams or grams into the kilograms. So I'm going to apply unitary method because there is only one formula. Formula is given and we are supposed to find the answer and all options from this formula. So I'm going to find the mass of iron. I'm going to write iron on the right hand side equal, then I'm going to write Fe2O3. So if you are going to find the information from the formula, then you will write its MR first. What is the MR of this Fe2O3? Fe is having 56. 2 into 56 plus 16 into 3. What is its mass? What is its mass? 56 into 2 plus 3 into 16, that is equal to 160. So 160 gram, if we are buying 160 gram Fe2O3, at that time, how much iron will be there? Here is the iron, here is the iron, that is Fe2 over here, and 56 into 2, 56 into 2, that is equal to 112. 112. If I'm using 1 gram, how much iron will be there? 112 over 160. In this case, I'm using 500 gram. I'm going to suppose that is the whole units are in grams. I'm going to suppose. Let's suppose. So 112 over 160 into 500. What is its answer? Multiply by 500 and divide by 160, 350. And C is the correct option. There is no need to convert grams into kg, kilogram, or kilogram into gram. You are just going to take the option. There is no need to show your working. So C is the correct option, and that is the shortcut one. Aluminium is used to make saucepan because its apparent lack of reactivity. Which property of the aluminium explain its unreactivity? That is one of the most oftenly asked questions. It has a layer of oxide on the surface. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. Aluminium is the most active element, but it doesn't show the reactivity because of this oxide layer, oxide coating that is made of Al2O3. So A is the correct option. Question 32. Pollutant gases are released by the bacterial decay of the vegetable matter. The bacterial decay of the vegetable matter is the main source of which gas? Methane gas. Methane gas. And here it is B. 33. Several different treatments are used to purify the water supply. Which impurities can be removed by which treatment? Let's see over here. Filtration, harmful microbes, no. Harmful microbes, no. Filtration removes solids, yes, it is true. Use of carbon, that is going to remove the unpleasant odors and taste, yes. Coloration, D is the correct option. D1. This line, this row is going to show the correct option. Which statement about the homologous series of the alkanes is correct? Homologous series of alkane. Alkanes are unsaturated hydrocarbon. No, they are saturated. Alkanes all have general formula CnH2n, no, plus 2. Again, it's wrong. The boiling point decreases as the number of carbon atom per molecule increases. No. Melting point and boiling point increases as the number of carbon atom increases. So the last one is the correct option. Liquid alkanes become more viscous as the mass of, yes, it is true. The alkanes become more viscous as we trickle down, as we move down the alkane series, homologous series, as the number of carbon atom are going to increase. Question number 35. The compound has the empirical formula with greatest relative formula mass, and that is having divided by 2 divided by 2, 1:3, CH3, it is divided by 2 divided by 2, C to H5, divided by 5 divided by 5, CH2, in this case divided by 6 divided by 6, 1:1. So CH2, C2H5 and CH3. So C2H5, that is B is the correct option. Question number 36. Which statement about vegetable oil and the margarine made from it is correct? Both are liquid at room temperature? No. Margarine is solid at room temperature. Both occurs naturally? No. Margarine is basically that is made from the vegetable oil. Margarine has the higher melting point. Yes, it is true. Margarine is having higher melting point than that of vegetable oil. Yes, it is correct. So DC is the correct option. When ethene reacts with steam to form ethanol, which type of reaction takes place? Ethene C2H4 plus steam H2O going to make C2H5OH, the one and only product. This reaction is said to be addition reaction. This is addition of steam, and this is also said to be hydration. Hydration, addition of water. So A is the correct option. 38. An ester is formed from carboxylic acid and alcohol. How does the number of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atom in an ester differ from the total number of these atoms in carboxylic acid and alcohol from which ester is made? For example, I'm going to write it over here. This is the smallest carbon acid, that is methanoic acid, and here is Ci3OH, that is methanol, and the ester that is going to be formed in this case, that will be this one, methyl methanoate plus H and OH. Water is eliminated. So once again, what about the carbon? Carbon number remains same. Carbon remains same. Hydrogen are not same. Oxygens are not same, are the fewer one. Yes, so C is the correct option. The newly born ester is having less number of hydrogen, less number of oxygen, but the same number of carbon. So C is the correct option. 39. Polylactic acid is a polymer used to make biodegradable cups. The partial structure of the polylactic acid is shown over here. Which statement apply to polylactic acid? It is a unique type of molecule, you can say. if I'm going to hydrolyze this molecule, we will break this one bond and this one bond. Upon hydrolysis, it will make this carboxylic acid and there will be OH group. So this monomer is having two type of different functional group. However, let's see over here. Which treatment applied to the polylactic acid? It is made by addition polymerization? No. It is made by the condensation polymerization because ester linkage is present in this compound. It is made by condensation. Yes, it is true. It is a polyester. It is, yes, there is ester linkage. It is a polyester. The monomer used to make it is ethene. No, it's wrong. So 2 and 3, C is the correct option. C is the correct option. Come toward the last one. Two large molecules P and Q both contain same linkages. Both contain same linkages. P occurs naturally, but Q does not. P is a natural, Q is the man-made. Which one is this one? Both are having the same. Fat and nylon are not having the same linkages. Fat and terylene both are having the, yes, ester linkages. Fat is the naturally occurring. Terylene is the man-made, right? Yes, it is true. So B is the correct option. That's all about this one, this paper. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.